What will the Panthers do with the number 8 overall pick in the draft? I mean, there's plenty of options that they could go with here. Um, if Kyle Pitts drops to them, I think that's a no-brainer. I think you take Pitts. Um, Trey Lance drops, I think it's possible to take Trey Lance or maybe even Mac Jones if he's here and let one of those two guys sit there and learn behind Teddy Bridgewater while they build a star-studded roster. The Panthers roster isn't really that bad right now. They have some pieces put in place. On offense, they have DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. Um, Offensive line definitely needs some work. They definitely have that running back in Christian McCaffrey, one of the better running backs in the league. They have a decent base put together on offense. And then in defense, they have a few decent players in defense too. They have Ryan Burns, of course, who is a very solid linebacker, and then Jeremy Chin, the safety they drafted last year, had a outstanding rookie season, and they have a few other pieces on that defense that can really show out. But that defense is very young, and I have a feeling that defense did maybe overachieve last season a bit because I think with all those young college players coming in, I think they're kind of used to the NFL or the offenses being fast and spread offenses, and I think that's why the Panthers defense really over exceeded expectations last year. But I mean, who? But the main question remains is who are they going to take at number 8? It really depends on who's there and how the draft goes. Of course, the draft could swing one way, and it could all be different. They could have a whole different guy sitting there that they want to take. I mean, do they take Mike Parsons to put on the other side of Brian Burns? I mean, that might be an extremely solid pick there. Do they take Jeremiah Owusu Karamoa, a fantastic coverage linebacker? Do they take a corner and Patrick Surtain or Jaycee Horn? I mean, there's so many different possibilities they do. I mean, do they? I don't think they take another receiver. I think the receivers are pretty decent. Maybe Smith would be solid. No, actually, if Kyle Pitts is there, I really think that's the no-brainer because with those two receivers on the outside, you could really put Pitts at tight end. You could really put him out wide. You could really do anything with Kyle Pitts because he's really like a big receiver at tight end, if we're gonna be honest. And I think that would be an amazing weapon for Teddy Bridgewater. But say Trey Lance falls to them. Do they trade do they take Trey Lance and then let him learn behind Teddy for a few years, for a year or two? And then do they put him in when they have a few more pieces on offense in place? Like a little more offensive line. Actually, they already do have some pieces on the offense. It's just the offensive line they need to work on a bit. Maybe they do need a tight end, like I was talking about. But what will they do? I think it would be a solid pick to take Trey Lance here if he's here, and let him learn behind Bridgewater for a year or two, and then maybe draft a tight end like Brevin Jordan later on in the draft from Miami, who was another extremely solid option. Um, Pat Fryermuth, another tight end from Penn State who has some high upside. I mean, I guess we will have to see. Only time will tell, right? But it all matters on how the draft swings. And if Pitts is there, I think it's a no-brainer. So let me know what you Panthers fans think. Let me know what you guys think. And I thank you guys for watching.